and just sort of on my like Gundam kick, because I'm just in the mood more than ever now.
Sure,
like
yeah.
So finished off going through those Zeta movies.
You love being a dirtbag.
Finished off watching some of the best episodes of Zeta as well. Just wanted to go through this stuff again, and then some double Zeta, and then Charge Counter Attack again, of course. And like you realize something that, like, when you remember how awesome something is years out, you remember the best parts.
Of course.
Right?
You forget
And you completely delete.
Yeah.
So in this... The
downtime and filler.
And in this case, it's not the downtime, because that stuff's interesting. Unlike Matt, I don't mind the people talking in rooms, because it's you know...
But
like,
when I say that joke, I said it in the context when I was a kid and Gundam was playing.
Right.
Where are the giant robots? Every time I turn it on, there's never one on
Zabby
screen.
family are jerks.
Yeah. They are. Because House of Cards is people talking in rooms.
Yeah.
But holy shit, right?
Mm-hmm. Breaking Bad is mostly people talking in rooms.
Absolutely. You know? But in this case, I just completely erased how utterly annoying and fucking garbage all the children are in all of these stories.
That seems like a large percentage of the cast.
And it's not like, and I don't necessarily mean the babies, I mean the teenagers that are all just dumb and whiny and just run and jump into ships and go off to try and convert the evil girl that's kind of cute.
See, this is making me like Gundam more because that's how teenagers actually are.
I couldn't deal with it. Like, there's the top level awesomeness with the adults doing the cool shit.
But then you get the tweens.
Yeah, and then
I just want to kill this show.
And you've got these, like, there's all the child soldier evil girl. It's always child soldier evil girl, and then dumb teenage kid going off to try and convert her. You know, and then everyone's like, you can't save her, she's bad. And then she just like, no, get away from me. They kill her, and then a kid loses his mind and just starts shooting and going nuts because she was my angel.
She was okay. She was actually pure and fine.
Woolie, it's like your own little miniature Gundam seed in every series.
Oh god,
Woolie, would you say that Gundam magazine should have a top 10 most influential teens section?
Yes, absolutely. It's the fucking worst. And, like, for people who are wondering, the specifics, I'm talking about Katz and Hathaway. Fuck those kids. Anyway, moving on.
Dumb kids, huh?
Yeah. Like those Gundam movies are great. The Charge Counter Attack, rather. That stuff's great. You go back and watch the best cool suits doing their thing, but just get ready to turn your brain off when the teeny angst shows up. Fuck, it's the worst.
That sounds fun.
Yeah. I know I'm talking to the air right now because you guys, that's it.
I've never seen that.
I know, but I just had to get that out.
You know what? I totally believe you.
Yeah, me too.
Super annoying.
You're having to make no effort to convert me to this cause.
Definitely.
The dumb teenagers ruin something. Like, this isn't GTO.
Yeah.
Where the dumb teenagers are the star.
And that's the teenage boy trope, and the teenage girl trope is like, yo, that villain's pretty hot. I'm gonna just switch sides now
and be with that villain.
Yeah, no, just straight up. I'm running that way because
you gotta respect that.
You know, but so you're down with like murder and all that shit.
Look at his abs.
He's got that V thing on his hip.
The V. He's got that. Yeah.
None of us ever know what that's called. We just call it the V thing that we don't got.
Oh god, the hip V fin. It's undeniable. Anyway, that's me. So yeah, lots of that. And then I watched a bunch of stuff. In particular, I had a very Gundam-filled week.
Seems like it.
Yeah, you watched Iron-Blooded Orphans, didn't you?
So
I saw a few episodes of that.
So Thunderbolt.
Well, here's what happened.
Isn't Thunderbolt a manga?
Thunderbolt is a new OVA series.
Okay.
So here's what happened. I watched Thunderbolt, which is brand new, and it's only one episode out so far, and it's a possible contender for my favorite piece of Gundam anything. Mm-hmm. Because
based on this one episode.
This one episode.
Is it OVAs like Unicorn that are like of that production value level?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, cool.
Like money through the roof and
cool.
style through the roof. Music, everything is just so on point, and it's the tone is everything that I love. Mm-hmm. Hard sci-fi is just everywhere in it, and it's so good. I just can't rant enough about how good it is, right?
Yeah, I saw.
So, it's
How
something...
much do they talk in the room?
Well, here's the thing, right? Everyone often says, like, 8th MS, you can go check that out as your beginning thing to see a good series that you might like or not like. We'll see how it goes.
I've heard people say that.
Right. So Thunderbolt is actually up in that level where it's like you can go watch Thunderbolt and see if you enjoy what you saw.
How many?
And it's only one episode so far.
Yeah, I was like, how many episodes are
I'm coming
to be?
off of fucking 28 minutes of animation.
Do you know how long? Because I remember when Unicorn was coming out, everybody knew it was going to be 7. Do you know how many Thunderbolt is supposed to be?
4.
Oh, wow. So that's like we're really dumping the cash into this.
Yeah, so that was like, holy shit, now there's nothing else to watch. All right, what do you got? And I'm like, all right, keep it going. Iron-Blooded Orphans. Let's see what's going on with this show.
That's one of the spin-off ones, right? Own
Yes.
Universe? Yeah.
And, actually, no. I think it might be, I'm not 100% positive. I have to do some more research on it. But
Either way, it's different.
Right
That's
off
for
the bat,
sure.
it's different. Here come the wacky hairstyles. Here come the wacky colors.
Yeah.
Here come the.
It's a pretty gray show.
Here come the trope children and the princesses.
Oh, you love trope children and princesses.
And
you love them.
So I'm watching it, and I'm like, you know what, though?
I like this.
But it's not completely like turning me off because there's some things that are interesting, but it's just layered in all this like predictable. No,
No,
please
you like
don't.
That. No, that's your favorite.
You know, and I don't know how many episodes you got in.
I watched 3 episodes and I was like, that's all right.
Yeah.
I kind of just didn't even continue, but
Yeah.
it's all right.
I was like,
But the one thing you don't fucking tell me anything about is Barbados design.
yeah,
Holy
no,
shit.
Everything about.
Holy
so here's the
shit.
thing. Everything about Barbados and the mobile workers in general
Yeah.
are really cool to look at. They're these awesome like not.
Gundam Barbados.
I'm doing it. I'm doing it right now.
They're the things that they use in the beginning of the show are these not mobile suit things.
They're
that are
these
just
worker
like
robots,
worker
yeah.
robots that are rolling around with these like
Power
guns on the
loaders.
side, and that's pretty much it.
Power
you know?
loaders, yeah.
It's fun and clunky and awesome to watch them fighting those little dumb tanks.
Definitely.
But yeah, they spend a lot of this time world building and setting up all these things with these characters, and I'm just like, this is
It's
not.
definitely different.
But there's like
yeah.
definitely, and then they cut to the bad guys, and they're straight up Saturday morning cartoon villains.
A little bit.
And I'm like, I'm getting shades of Seed here, and I know it doesn't get as bad as that. Everyone has told me it doesn't get as bad as Seed.
Yo, that's a cool looking Gundam.
It's
Yeah.
so cool. Do you see it with its club?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that it's a club.
The action is awesome. The
Yeah.
action's fun to watch, and I feel like the main character and his best friend are kind of like a Simon and Kamina type of duo.
Sorta, yeah.
Don't you mean Shimon?
Yeah, I do.
Shimon
But-
and Kaminen.
But ultimately,
And Aniki.
I got like
No, that's
you know,
that's actually common.
got to the end of the first
No,
one,
I
and
know,
I was
but
like,
he calls them Aniki.
the action wasn't worth the rest of it. And then I
Sure.
got through the second one, and I was like, no, I'm done. I got to tap out of this.
Yeah, it didn't-
This is just not
it-
what I want.
It seems like it's good. Just didn't really grab me too much, but it seems good. Like,
And it's like, and the problem too is like when I started New Gundam series, like I'm very much like, okay, are there going to be kids in it? Like I can take kids, but I'd rather they weren't
I
around.
don't think
You know,
you can.
trigger warning, children.
So would you be really happy if there's a Gundam show that's like the 8-year-olds and they're all like, we're gonna become Gundam pilots, and they all get fucking massacred in the first big battle?
Yeah.
And then it cuts to Grumpy McOldman going, oh,
and he's the oldest.
that's
He's so old.
That's why we don't let these punks fly to fucking Gundams.
Yeah,
The only hair he
It's
has is
called
coming out of his
Ideon.
ears.
Okay.
Oh, yeah?
Another series that the guy that made Gundam made where you get to watch a toddler with no head floating through space. Because he gets murked in the battle.
Let me bury your space children
So yeah.
Where would you bury a children in space?
in a space coffin.
That's correct. With a weird little dress on them.
So there's a certain tone that you can immediately tell this is for younger audiences, and
Yeah.
you know, and it's not like the same tone you get when Thunderbolt starts, and it's just like immediately
Well,
like the age.
If you
bracket, whatever you wanna call
watched
it.
Build Fighters and you didn't get any references to the previous series, this is the show for you.
well, I have a question. You just said over and over how amazing Thunderbolt is. You didn't actually tell us a single thing about Thunderbolt.
Okay, I'm sorry.
You didn't tell us what
you
it's,
have.
what it's about.
What you have is you just have like you have a look at two teams that are on the Federation side and the Xeon side.
Shocker.
No, that's because I was getting to a point here.
Okay.
I was getting to a point. That's
All
why I
right,
kind of
fair
skipped
enough.
over it. And it tells you have one guy that's like sort of seems to be the main character. He loves jazz and he's
Okay.
got drumsticks
Riker.
in his like cockpit drumming on his controls.
Oh,
or
I thought you
whatever.
meant like chicken.
And
Yeah, me too.
That would have been much more interesting.
and you know he ends up piloting like a full armor Gundam, which has like the two shields, and it's got a really awesome design, way
Yeah,
better
yeah.
than Barbados actually. If you go,
What's it called?
The Thunder full
Gundam
armor
Jazz.
full armor Gundam Thunderbolt version. It's two shields and
Gundam
like
drumsticks.
Gatling guns under those shields, and then boosters on the back, and it's just so fucking heavy arms, like ready for war, you know. And I'm all about
It's
that.
pretty heavy.
And then you get
Might be too heavy.
you get what is and
That is a heavy fucking robot.
so there's a shot, right? And this is what got me in to begin with. There is a shot in the first episode where you straight up see what it's like to be a fucking Xeon like disposable soldier while the Gundam is coming at you.
Oh, I love those moments.
And you get the first person cockpit like for a full like maybe 20-30 seconds
of
the panic and the fear and the inability to do anything against a mobile suit.
This reminds me, anybody, I'm sure we've talked about this on the podcast, but we all like jerking ourselves off about what it must look like for the enemy robots in Vanquish.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
When
Yes.
Sam is like blowing around at the
Disappears and
speed of sound.
Dude, this
Yeah.
is all that and more.
Okay.
This is exactly what you would think it looks like. And it's such a
like,
fucking
where is
awesome
the
moment.
Gundam?
I can't deal.
Your
what
best-
happened?
We're gonna fight this war. All right, best buddy who we grew up together. All right, where'd you go, best buddy? Oh, you're dead.
Yeah, sure. No, but like, oh fuck, there he is. Take a shot. Where'd my gun go? Like, oh man, right? So yeah, and again, there's very little to talk about so far because it's one episode in, but they've fucking pulled me. I tapped out on Iron Blooded Orphan, so I was like, I need to go somewhere else with this, and so I watched. Then I watched Gundam: The Origin. That's another OVA series, 1 and 2, and what that is
It's an amalgam of the first series, right?
It's not. It's 10 years before the first series. How did all the coolest characters from the first series come to be what they are?
Is that Char as Naboo?
That's correct, but it's not correct because it's Aznable.
Okay, I've heard the phrase Char as Naboo.
Yeah.
in the past,
but not just Char, like Rambo Ral and like all the coolest bad guys.
Yeah.
How did they come to be? Because there's dudes that are on the evil team that are like, oh fuck, it sucks that you're on that side. You're a really fucking cool guy.
Hey, why is it that whenever I saw a clip of Gundam that had the evil people, they were all wearing weird dresses?
What Gundam were you watching?
I don't know.
I don't know. Well,
That's a hard question to
That's
answer.
that's the vaguest thing in the world. Sorry, I can't answer that. But anyway, and that's a really fun, interesting thing because it's doing it in the style of the old series, but with a ton more money. And like you're watching, like how did Char become Char as a little boy? He's actually like an interesting little boy, not an annoying.
Oh,
little shit.
he singed himself.
And then they show you what it's like when it's like how did this badass red comic in the future turn into this, and you see this amazing setup shot of him just like flying by the equivalent of Star Destroyers and just one-shotting them and like knowing exactly how to do that and no one else can keep up. It's fantastic. Really cool.
As an aside bit, because it reminded me, like, Willie, have you heard of X-Men 92?
No, what's that?
It's a brand new X-Men comic that says the X-Men back at a more extreme decade, and it's just X-Men from 92.
See, that's confusing because I thought they were trying to get rid of mutants and kill off the X-Men.
No, that's just Wolverine.
Okay. Because
X-Men 92.
Because the whole thing that a lot of comic book sites were reporting is the phase into getting rid of mutants since Fox owns them and the cinematic rights.
But even in comics?
Yeah,
Come
in the
on.
because what you push in the comics reflects
That's
movies.
news to me.
Marvel is taking
There are no
the Fox rights ownership really poorly.
Yeah, because they signed the worst deal in the world.
Oh, yeah, that.
There's a contract where they don't get the rights back unless Fox decides to give it back to them. There's
But the
word
apocalypse has to happen for that to...
They reported on a rule that came out that said any new Marvel characters cannot be mutants. They're no longer allowed to be
these
created.
are old ones.
Yeah. So
From
no
92.
And the current line of mutants are being killed off by like plot things that kill mutants because we don't own the rights to any mutants. Fox owns all mutants.
Very literally cutting
I
off
didn't-
your nose to spite your mutant face.
I didn't see, like, I didn't hear about this comic. I was at a comic book store and I looked at the 25 different X-Men comics, so it seems like they're fine.
Okay.
I don't know, and I just saw X-Men 92, so
Could
when
be
you're
old.
saying...
It could be old,
It might be outdated.
Man,
yeah.
if you guys were worried last week that we wouldn't just keep talking over each other just because of these new mics, well,
You'd be wrong.
have no fucking fear now.
Yeah.
Blackthorn.
But yeah, that was their whole thing, and so the Inhumans are like not mutants, so they're
not
getting a
They're
push,
inhuman.
We're the gifted.
and anything like that is going to get a push.
I
Anyway,
yell loud.
Hey, the other day I was in a movie store and I saw this box set. It was Elektra, Daredevil, Fantastic Four, Rise of Silver Surfer, and the 3 X-Men movies.
Please tell me.
That's a good
fucking-
party
Please
night.
tell me how much that cost.
It was like $20.
Amazing.
The fucking Fox shit box.
I know what I know what I'm doing my next birthday.
Wow, that's a
You're
party.
all invited. In fact, you have no choice.
I will go to this.
It's a. I thought assisted suicide wasn't legal yet.
It is.
There ain't no party like a Matt party, because a Matt party is mandatory.
And ain't no party like a Fox shitbox party.
Hey, Liam, you want to come to my party? No, I'll cut your pay. All right, yeah, of course. Yay.
Yo,
I
Willie,
like
we
that.
really got to figure out a guest list and a time for that Death Wish thing.
Yeah, we do.
Because like everyone I talk to wants in on it.
Hey, I wish I was dead.
Yeah, we're gonna do the Bronson Marathon.
That's cool.
So anyway, the last thing I wanted to say was just the fact that, all these movies, right, and all these series that I'm going back to watch, the one, like, slight net downside is the hypest shit that is coming out of Gundam these days is all based on side stories of the 1 Year War, which is like the first 79 to 0080 year. And it's like, there's so many side stories that already take place in that time frame. And it's like, okay, we're getting another one.
Woolie,
Here we go.
When you and I had
and then
that,
you watch, you're like, but fuck, it's so good.
Woolie, when you and I had that argument on stream about how to watch Gundam, I ended up looking at that wiki list quite closely. Boy, there's a lot of stuff that happened in 79 to 80.
The 1 Year War has so much. And
like, more than half of all Gundam takes place in a 365-day span.
Because that's the time span that, had, like, all the height of the Xeon and fucking Federation War, it was going on.
And then I remember going down the list, and there's, like, one that takes place, like, 180 years later. It's like, whoa.
Yeah, that's crazy shit.
That's ballsy.
But everyone loves the fact that you can have a series and then see a little, like, hint of something in the main series where it's like, what was that? What was that red thing? Oh my god, was that Char? No, okay, back to our story.
It's like this obsession with having, like, baby Char meet
little baby Char.
Amuro.
Yeah,
That's their names?
So
Yes.
and that problem,
You did it, Pat.
the baby Han Solo problem happens here a little bit, but it's not a problem. It actually ends up being awesome.
Little baby Char would sell like hotcakes.
Little baby Char is a fucking super badass.
Hey, look,
that
little
doesn't
baby-
take no shit from no one.
Little baby Char threw a tantrum until you got him a red wagon.
Yeah, there you go. It's 3 times faster than the other wagons.
No, it's not. Does that mean Char's like a big fan of Warhammer?
No.
I think that came first.
Nah, shut up.
All right. So yeah, that was me.
That's a good week.
I had a big Gundam week, and I'm going to continue to fucking go back through stuff, because the other new series was G and Rekko, and I want to see what that's about as well, and some other stuff. So Gundam.
Maybe next week I'll be able to talk about Gundam to you.
Yeah.
Maybe.
You got that 8th MS, didn't you?
I got it all.
What does that mean?
I mean, all of it.
You downloaded every Gundam series ever made?
No, I acquired it.
Okay, you acquired
it.
You acquired every Gundam series ever made?
Nearly.
Via download?
Just not Thunderbolt.
Okay, and do
you
you
guys
know,
are assholes.
Do you know what order you're going to be watching that in?
No.
Yet? All right, well, good job.
He's going to start with Gundam 1.
I tried multiple nights in
Move
a row.
on to Gundam 2.
And would
Skip
flip
Gundam
between
3.
8th MS first 30
Skim
seconds
through
and the
Gundam
first 30
4.
seconds of Gundam 1.
Gundam 5 might be cool.
Pat,
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you.
What's on the docket today?
What's news?
All right.
Aside from me being insane, but that's not hardly news. I need to find somebody that'll just go right now, like bam.
Yeah, I want to go see Star Wars and Hateful Eight as well.
I'm gonna give Gundam a shot. I'm gonna do that.
Gundam.
But you have to decide where to start first.
I'll figure something out.
Start at Gundam 1.
I'm telling you
Maybe if I play
to
them
start
both
at 8th MS
in the
and see if
same
you like
window
it.
at the same time.
If you're incapable of doing that, then that's something else entirely.
Well,
but I'm telling you
we'll see.
to start at 8th MS, and if you don't, then you're possibly sabotaging
Next
yourself.
week, there will be a conclusion to this story.
Sure. What you also can do is just watch the first episode of Thunderbolt and see if you're down with that, because that's new and fresh and hotness.
Yeah, but I like. Didn't Unicorn take like 5 years to come out or some shit?
The OVAs take a while. Yeah,
I have no patience for that.
Like Origin's still not. The third one's not out yet. So, yeah.
I'm interested to see if I'll stay on HOTS for another week.
Well, that's not true. I think it is out. Anyway,
You're saving no time.
I'm interested to see if I just quit that like bullshit like I did with Hearthstone.
And last but not least, I watched Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphans.
Hey, you finished it.
Everyone's
And I caught
waiting
up.
with bated breath.
Hey,
and I
Woolie,
caught up.
why'd you finish it?
Out of spite.
Because everyone yelled at him.
So how
too.
does that feel to do that for
Great.
that reason?
It feels great.
Because it's win-win, right? Because either you end up liking it, or you are doubly justified in your shitty opinion.
So at that point I'm trying to be like, look, I'm gonna keep it at fair shake. I'm not gonna be like, fuck you, impress me.
Of course.
Right? But I figured something out after finally catching up, and I figured out what my issue is that I just didn't consider earlier.
The children weren't all dying fast enough?
Not even. Because you know what? I will give it the credit that, like when I was saying, like, oh, it's for kids, I didn't mean that type of stuff, but,
No, you meant the type of appeal it's conveying is not for people who want geopolitical stuff.
and
It's very much, it's way more anime than
it's
that.
TV anime.
Yeah.
Right? And I'll elaborate on that point. But here's what it breaks down to, because I'll give it credit for a couple things. I'll give it credit for, not pussying out where Kojima did, for example.
Oh, do kids get it?
Yeah.
Like,
Nice.
he stopped
Yeah.
right before the episode where kids get it.
I know. Kids get it. And,
Wow,
you know,
cool.
they do that.
So that's a thumbs up from Woolie for dead children.
You got you've got the main character who is not only not like other Gundam.
Fucking, the Blu-ray
Protagonists.
comes out in North America, quote unquote, kids get it, woolly men.
Our frothing demand
Yeah,
for
exactly.
child sacrifice continues. Not only that, but so you got the main character, and at first he's like, oh, this seems like a Hiro Yui type, whatever. Then it's like, no, it's not. Actually, your main character is very much not like the other protagonists. He's a sociopath.
He's crazy.
He's a sociopath, but not in the sense that, like, oh, wow, I'm laughing and going crazy and my eyes are going small. Like, in the sense that's
Just
like,
as he-
I don't experience, I barely experience emotions.
He's not immoral, he's amoral.
He does what he thinks is the right thing to do, but what he thinks is the right thing to do is often what, like,
Good.
he's told.
Okay.
And
Do it.
it's a very weird but interesting thing where, like, he kind of just floats through the world. It's interesting.
Is he risking his teammates' lives for a cute girl?
That's still a part of it.
Fuck! Are
So
you serious?
the Saturday morning villains continue, and not only do they continue, they double down. The clown car pulls up, and, like, they literally step out of the clown car in their Gundams and start attacking. And, like, there's random moments in space where, like, it cuts to, like, a new suit attacking them, and you go, okay, who's piloting it this time? And it's a dude with fucking a long snake tongue and lipstick almost, and just...
God, fuck.
Just ridiculous.
Stop.
So
Stop
that
doing
continues.
this.
You've got an element of the subplot where there's, like, a character that's, like, you know, kind of like the Bishi type.
Yeah.
All these shows tend to have it.
Yeah,
but
that's
he's like betrothed to, like, a 9-year-old girl.
Nice.
Sick. Perfect.
Right, which is like, you know,
Kids get it.
which is like the very olden time way of doing things.
Yeah.
But it's like he doesn't have a problem with it and actually is, like, super on board.
He's like, I can't wait.
And, like, exactly. And
Yeah,
it goes,
okay.
He's
and
like,
it gets
I can't wait the 2 years left.
And at first it's just kind of like, haha, this is awkward, but whatever. And then it kind of goes to, oh boy, I can't wait. And it gets really fucking weird really quickly. The designs of the mechs are cool. The designs of the characters are awful. I can't stand everyone's hair and the way everyone looks, except for this one guy that's just Guts. Guts is on the show.
It's easy to.
I haven't finished
Right.
it, by the way. I only watched
Yeah.
3 episodes and just
Now,
stopped.
when you say
Yeah.
Guts is on the show, like
It's Guts.
like how much?
There's a character that looks like young Guts.
But does he act kind of like Guts as well?
He acts like, not exactly. He acts like tough guy,
'Cause
badass.
I would much rather
But
like
that's not
just
Guts.
like totally original character. It's Gats.
Yeah.
Do
No.
not skip.
Gatsu.
Yeah.
To
He
you.
does- his behavior is not, because
Oh.
he's more like Akihiko
Okay.
in some ways, and his name is actually close to that. But anyway, the music is pretty damn good. The ending theme, I'm sure you've heard it, Liam. That
it's-
song is great.
No problems with the music. That's
The
for sure.
pacing is fucking horseshit.
Oh, yeah?
The pacing is terrible, and you put all this together, and what you get is a show that starts out painfully mediocre and becomes serviceably par. So
Is Gundam Barbados at least cool? 'Cause it looks
Barbatos
cool.
looks cool and
Barbados looks really
and gets
cool.
updates and looks cooler, but
Cool.
you know what?
Just not worth it.
I can't recommend.
Well.
I'll keep going because I'm more than I'm halfway in at this point. I'm caught up, but I can't recommend. And that's the thing is that you get like the second, the other main character is really just poor man's Kamina. Mm-hmm. And like, I know that like Kamina gets a lot of like, people compare things to Kamina now that Kamina's like, oh, badass, manly man type character. But this is really trying to do the same thing and very much trying to be a Kamina to a character that's not Simon. And it's just kind of weird.
I mean, Shimon.
Shimon, yeah, exactly. So, in the end, it's like, I'm like, what is it about this? Why does this, fucking come close, but not actually hit the nail on the head? And it's because it's TV anime and it's TV Gundam. It's not OVAs. It's not stuff coming out on DVD where you can do whatever you want. It's being controlled heavily.
Wasn't Gundam 00 pretty
Censored.
good?
Double O I haven't seen yet.
Okay.
But it's the same problem that a lot of, whenever you see these things come out where it's like, it's for the toys, it's for the marketing is really, really important, and they have a huge hand in how the plot plays out and how the events turn and how characters are designed. It's got to be marketable, and like OVAs don't have that. And I feel like that's going to be the limiter, and that's going to be almost like a determining factor in a lot of cases is, what was the format this was released in? Was it for television? It's probably going to be not as good. And it's sad, but that is an actual issue nowadays that didn't exist before.
I honestly, like, I've watched so little Gundam, I don't know how much that can possibly apply.
So you said you're caught up, but that's only halfway. Like, it's not
13 episodes.
It's not finished. It's 13 of
probably 26.
So it could still
like,
get good.
It could turn it around.
In my, like, as you're saying these things, and like if you're going to continue, like I can just see like the penultimate villain is revealed to be like an 8-year-old child. And all
Maramea Barton.
And all the characters refuse to kill them. And he systematically kills everyone. And then later on, somebody makes an overt threat, and then a character saves that character, and then they carry out that overt threat and go, well, why did you do that? Like all the giant tropes that you've complained, like those two ones that you've complained about super hard over the last year. Like I could just imagine that this thing does both of them.
Well, like episode 14, they save the world and they go to high school,
and then you shit your ass off.
Well, I'm gonna straight up tell you, like, spoiler alert, a little bit if you care about Iron Blooded Orphans, but like the when I'm saying like they don't back down, or Kojima did. There's a moment where going through the enemy ship, right, invading and whatever. Oh, look, they're using child soldiers, right?
Bang.
And we open up a room, see a bunch of child soldiers, and we go, "Hey guys, we're not your enemy. We're totally here to take out your evil
bosses,
evil Saturday morning cartoon bosses."
Yeah.
So whatever, we're on our way. The kids are like, "Oh, okay." They're all scared. As they're going away, one kid pulls out a gun and shoots a couple of the guys, and the guys then the heroes then turn around and just open up on all the kids because what else are you going to do?
Yeah.
Fuck it, no.
I gave you a chance,
and
you
then,
blew it.
Yeah, you blew it. No, exactly.
You blew it.
You would have been completely fine if you hadn't pulled a piece.
Nope,
shouldn't have looked at me.
And that's what they get, So
stupid kids.
Hey. And the characters, the main characters themselves are like war soldier kids as well.
They're fairly young.
And you're watching this, it's just going,
seems like. But then, is it being censored and held back on TV? Because that seems like the least held
Japan
back,
doesn't care.
most violent thing ever.
You're not seeing the kids like get lit up, but you're seeing the.
You're seeing
Are you seeing like a muzzle flash?
You're seeing the muzzle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like it reminds
it's not
me
like the kids getting roasted in Hobo with a Shotgun.
No, or like I said, the floating headless child in Ideon.
Or where we saw Postal.
Yeah,
it's like all the kids with the giant jibs, and they're just falling over way too late because they're poor actors.
It's not there, but
I don't know.
But that's the thing. Is just it kind of falls in the middle. It's doing some things right, it's doing some things wrong, and it's just like, and also the writer, I forgot her name, but
no idea.
Yeah, she wrote a couple other things, and people are generally saying it's like, look, even when she fails, she only fails in the middle. Is what the sentiment I got. So it's like, yeah,
that's where you're at, right? The middle, so.
It's in the middle, and I can't recommend the middle to people. Not when there's so much shit that
are you gonna finish it though?
I'm gonna finish it.
Yeah, I really like Liam and Woolie's anime reviews. I'm very excited for Woolie to review Sword Art Online, which we have talked about.
There's just not enough in me. But if I can build up enough spite,
dude.
Hey, you'll enjoy the first season.
You will. I can guarantee that you will enjoy that first season, and then you will ironically enjoy the remainder.
Yeah.
Because it's so bad.
At the end of the day, it's like anything that comes out that is in the middle or even slightly above middle is just like, this sucks because you could have gone to source material.
You could have been a contender.
There's source material that still hasn't been animated.
Yeah.
And like the whole world of Gundam fans are waiting for Crossbone Gundam, which is the fucking coolest. If you remember when we played the game, Liam, you weren't there.
I wasn't there, yeah.
Yeah, you guys, when there was that pirate Gundam with the cape and the cross.
Yeah.
It's the fucking sickest, and that hasn't been animated yet.
He's a pirate.
You could have been a et cetera, et cetera.
Let me ask this. Is Gundam Star Wars in Japan?
No.
Like, is it the same type of thing where there's like lots of them? They've been around since the 70s and /80s. Like, is it the same type of phenomenon?
No,
where
it's closer to Star Trek because there's multiple series.
Yeah,
it goes on for a long time. People have different feels about which one they prefer.
So who's the Captain Janeway of the Gundam universe?
Yeah. Who's your fucking Kira?
Wow. Okay.
So
that was easy.
Yeah. Jesus.
Isn't he the best though?
Jesus Kira.
Janeway's not the best.
So yeah,
it's
more like the Star Trek of Japan.
That makes sense.
You know.